Ubisoft lays over 100 employees. Today, Ubisoft is the latest developer to join 2023's wave of layoffs. According to IGN, the company laid off a total of 124 employees. 98 of them were based in Canada, which IGN calculates as roughly 2% of the company's Canadian workforce. The cuts included administrative and IT workers, some of whom were employed at the Hybrid VPX studio, a company that has worked on shows like Ahsoka and The Mandalorian. They are these are not decisions to take lightly. We are providing comprehensive support for our colleagues who will be leaving Ubisoft during this transition, the company told both IGN and Kotaku. We also want to share our utmost gratitude and respect for their many contributions to the company. This restructuring does not affect our production teams. Another quote obtained by Kotaku claims that the layoffs are to allow Ubisoft to optimize its resources to be more sustainable in the long term. We heard about that with Amazon, didn't we?
Yep.
This news comes after a year of several big Ubisoft releases, including Assassin's Creed Mirage, The Crew, Motorfest, and Just Dance 2024, but that's in spite of the fact that they canceled several games this year and delayed Skull and Bones again. Unrest at the company has been ongoing as well. Back in September, IGN reported widespread frustration after employees were suddenly called to return to in-person working conditions. Ubisoft now joins Bungie, Media Molecule, Telltale Games, Team 17, Epic Games, Naughty Dog, Microsoft, and more on the unfortunately long list of companies that have laid people off in this past year. Anything to say about this? I mean,
Ubisoft should be laying off anyone as of late too, because they're a well-mentioned company for how many years so far. They're behind all the Assassin's Creed games, the Rayman games. The last time I checked, especially Rayman Legends for the Xbox One back in 2013 when I first got the Xbox One and all. So I don't understand that.
I haven't played that game in years.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like these companies, I think it's all about expansion to them. Like they care more about the short term gain and the expansion of that short term game than rather about their workers working on new projects in the meantime of finishing new projects. Meaning that if you are a huge company like Ubisoft, Rockstar Games, and all, you have like a certain a portion of certain workers going through certain cycles of motion to make certain games. Because obviously with Call of Duty, you see Sledgehammer games, you see what's other games like the Treyarch and stuff like that. They rotate every 2 to 3 years of different Call of Duty games. That's why it's still what's going to go. It come out with a game every year with no problem. But Ubisoft shouldn't be like act like Call of Duty with these Assassin's Creed games to begin with. Because Assassin's Creed is a distinctual style of gaming of itself, meaning that you only have so many timelines to go through. Like if you went through the 1880s and then fucking ancient Egypt and the Cleopatra, and then of course with the Spanish Inquisitor, whatever it's called back in the days, the Spanish Inquisition, all like you're gonna lose eventually after a while what other events to go to unless you want to be futuristic. With the Assassin's Creed games, that would be interesting to see like a fucking electronic kunai knife or some shit like that. But
well, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, that was like what 1900s, early 1900s, I think.
1880s. Last time I checked, during the Industrial Revolution.
Okay, and then but well, like the main hub world to their current day was World War II.
Okay.
No. Like when you weren't playing as Jacob or Evie when you went when you came back into the real world. I think it was World War II, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't even know if that was like again that was the hub world that I only returned after Jacob and Evie's adventure were completed.
I see.
So yeah, so I mean, there is only so much you can do, and I really haven't been happy with the Assassin's Creed games that have come out as of late. Like I said, Rogue and Syndicate were like my last two that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, those games I hear was all right. I played Syndicate. If I recall correct, I either play Assassin's Creed Syndicate or Assassin's Creed Rogue for about an hour or two, and that was all right to play the first couple of hours. And And I hear that went to crap after 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. That's just some people's gamers' opinions out there, the community at large. But eventually, Ubisoft got to stop doing this, crap in, crap out, factory in, factory out setting, meaning that they can't just turn it to a factory setting of game making and just pump out games like Call of Duty. Like you have to respect the timeline and the history of these of these game franchises. Meaning that if you want to go back far back as like the ancient times of these ancient civilizations, at least do us a favor to respect the culture to the best of your detail, not to pump in, pump out. It doesn't work like that in gaming. It's one thing with movies, maybe with movies you can get away with it. Perhaps TV shows, if you have lots of money. But video games, it's different artwork, it's different input, different style. Altogether, it's a totally different atmosphere than TV and movies. So it's like you can't just be like, make a video game within 3 months. Think it's gonna be like a top tier AAA game. There's just no way. Oh sure, Crash Bandicoot 2 was made in 9 months back in the 1990s. Yes, but that was different times, different technology, and there was more people than ever to work on that project. Or quickly after the success of Crash Bandicoot 1. So, it's a hit and miss.
Right.
That's why if you have so many games with so crap, but like one or two come out at top, then that's bad. We gotta have this like back in the '90s, we had TV shows that were good, in the '80s especially. Well, with what's called the Adventures of Pete and Pete, and Are You Afraid of the Dark, all that, and other TV shows out there that they were producing well written, well documented, good comical shows, if not horror shows, and that was good. But now after the 2000s, just it was with the shit, because who cares about the quality? It's about quantity.
Yeah.
So Ubisoft got to change themselves around within a couple of years. Otherwise, they'll be bankrupt like all the other studios out there, like 99 Studios and Warp, like I mentioned earlier. So.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
Yeah, so it's like I said, it's just, and unfortunately, it's every studio seems to be going through this, no matter how big they are.
Mm-hmm.